Good morning. So I'm doing something totally different today. I'm actually going to the Goodwill Bins, which I very rarely, almost never go to. So this is where you pay by the weight. It's where the bins roll out and you have to do all the digging. It's not my favorite type of thrifting just because you really never know what you're going to get. Last time I was here, I actually got some really good stuff that I flipped for a pretty decent profit. So it was worth going. So hopefully today is worth going too. I actually brought a GoPro with me because last time I found it really hard to film as I was digging because it's so competitive. And my husband actually has a GoPro. So I'm going to strap it on my body and look like one of those dorks who's filming, their life in real time. I wore all black so that way it's not as obvious that I have like a GoPro strapped in a harness to myself. So we'll see how that goes today. This is the first time I've ever worn a GoPro. I thought about doing it at outdoor markets, but I am a person who doesn't like to impact my outfit because I love wearing a cute outfit, and a GoPro with a harness definitely is a different type of fashion statement. So we're going to trial it out today and see how we like it.
If you're going to the bins, I recommend getting there at open. This is when all of the bins are fresh and new. If you go any other time of the day, you don't know where they are in the rotation, and it may be a few minutes or a few hours before they roll out new bins. You just basically are going through each one, moving stuff around. Always wear gloves because you never know what you're going to touch. One of the bins had some water in it, which was kind of weird. You just pick stuff up that looks interesting, you put it in your cart, and you make a decision on it later. Things move fast, people move fast, people throw stuff around, they break stuff. I usually try to move stuff gently in case there's anything breakable underneath, but that is not how everybody operates, which is also why you need gloves, because people can break stuff, especially glass, in real time. I put that really cool ice bucket in my cart, but it ended up being, I think, Rachel Ray or some other collaboration with a major retailer. So I ended up putting it back. But this is how it goes for hours as you're here. I don't love this type of shopping because there's just so much junk. One of the dangers of going to the bins is picking up stuff that you probably wouldn't pick up if you found it at the thrift store, just because everything looks bad and broken. And so when you find anything that looks remotely interesting, you want to pick it up because you're desperate to find anything to bring home. So I do think some resellers get into a little bit of trouble if they go to the bins often because they're accumulating stuff that they probably would never have picked up. Sometimes you can get some really good art. This piece I bought for the frame because I just thought the red metal frame was really great. Today there wasn't a ton of great art, at least in the art section. Sometimes you can find them in the bin. I did find some things for my son, which always is nice when I can come home with a little present for him. But I'm just looking for really anything that is remotely interesting. So I just fill it up, and then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, time to stop, especially if there's a lull in the bins being rolled out. I'll stop for a second and then I'll go through everything in my cart, and then sometimes I'll do another lap or two as well before they start rolling out the new bins because people put stuff back. So yeah, it's just looking, assessing what looks good, and figuring out what I want in a little bit. So at this point in the morning, I was feeling a little discouraged because I hadn't found anything that was really exciting, mostly just junk or stuff I probably wouldn't have ever picked up. But then I found these Kate Spade sunglasses, and I felt like my luck had turned because sunglasses, especially designer ones, can sell really well in a booth space. So I thought, okay, that's a great flip. Then I got to this bin, and this is when I feel like my luck definitely changed. And I can't believe it took me so long to realize that IKEA stacking side table was in the bin, probably because it was all separated. But as soon as I found these two pieces, I was like, please let the base be in the bin too. So I put this excitedly in my cart, and then I went and I looked for the metal base, and I was like, please be there, and then there it was. And I could not believe my luck that I actually found the entire thing intact in that bin, and that no one else had wanted it, because vintage IKEA stuff, especially anything that's a collaboration, is very popular. And I was ecstatic. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute. I also found an Ebu puzzle, which I love puzzles, and I love this brand. So I was really excited to find that too. It's a risk buying a puzzle at the bins because you don't know if all the pieces are going to be there. But I had high hopes that it was, and it's also not going to be very expensive. So I just kept looking through the bins to see if there's anything else left, because it was getting to the point where they're going to start rotating them over. So I want to do a last little check to make sure there wasn't anything that was like underneath something that someone had missed. Okay, so an update on how it's going. So I think I hit all the home decor housewares bins and I was kind of getting a little discouraged. And then I found a vintage IKEA stacking side table, which I actually own personally. And they are becoming quite like collector's items because they're not super common anymore. And so if it is intact and not broken, then that was worth coming today. And so that's what you kind of hold on for when you're here, that you get that one really good piece. One of my fellow resellers who has a space at Tiny Brambles where I am in downtown Portland, she has one in her space that she's priced at 200 and some bucks. So I'm gonna like take it out of the car right now and see if it's in good condition. So thankfully I found all the parts because they were all separated in the bin. So this is the side table and it definitely has some like surface stuff, which I feel like with a magic eraser, I probably could get it out. But turning it around, it doesn't seem like there's any breakage, which is awesome. I mean, they're taped together. I can't believe I got this. I'm so excited. So the rest of the cart is kind of full of just whatever stuff. Like, you know, post-it notes, not exciting. Command hooks, not exciting. My son will be excited about all the Nerf stuff. So he's always losing these. So I'm gonna pick up a bunch of these packets. They'll be so cheap because, you know, they weigh nothing. So I gotta go through and see what I want to keep and what I want to put back. So the table, this bag, the Nerf stuff for my son. This, not exciting, but I always find myself needing a little hammer all the time. And so that one is for me exciting. This I'm getting for the frame because I like the red color. This is like whatever. And then in here, oh my gosh, a friend is joining me.
What'd you get?
So this is vintage IKEA and another person at Tiny Brambles has it in their booth for over $200.
Stop it.
I know. So I don't know how much it's going to cost like weight wise, but yeah. So little stuff.
Ask them to price it individually.
Okay, so Emily's saying price it individually because she's more of a pro than me.
Ask the nice people here,
nice people.
and
Okay.
they'll slap a little sticker on it.
Okay, all right, good tip. And then a game. This I got for the canvas. This is the other kind of exciting find maybe because, well, I have to clean them up. But they're Kate Spade.
Nice.
Oh, don't put them on your face.
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Don't put it on your face. But yeah, they're really gross. But I think maybe I could clean them up. So yeah, I've always wanted a dollhouse, of course, because I'm obsessed with miniatures. I have nowhere to put one, but it's $25 and the blue color is so sweet. So they just rolled out a whole row of books, and so I'm going to go through them. The pricing on books is not that great. Hardbacks are $2.79. I'm looking at the sign across the way, and paperbacks are $1.59. It's not super cheap, but I'm gonna look for like vintage plant books, gardening books, and Martha Stewart books because they are really popular right now. So hopefully I can find some of those, but it is competitive. You should see everyone scanning the barcodes to see if they're worth something. At this point in the morning, my GoPro was about to die, but I did manage to capture when I was going through the book bins and found the most amazing book on shelves. The pages in this are so colorful. I'm ecstatic that I found it. This next round of bins are coming out. They're all lining up. All I know is that I'm not allowed to touch anything until they're all in place. So that's really hard for me because I'm like, oh, I see something that I want. So we'll see what this next round of bins brings. And then my luck continued. I found this adorable little broom. You know, I'm always looking for these tiny brooms. And then I also found a vintage Santa wall hanging. So I definitely put that in my cart too. So I'm going through Emily's cart and we're like, what's going to be inside the candy box? Ready?
Ta-da!
That's a bit of a letdown. Although there are people that sell remotes for a lot of money. We're not getting into that. No, we're not getting into that. But I watch the people that sell things that are different than me, and remotes can be a big business. But not for us today.
Not today.
Not today. Not today. This is really cute. Oh, it's a maraca.
I did not expect that. That is actually kind of cute. So here's probably the most exciting thing Emily found because it has little figurines, but we have no idea what it's meant to be. Maybe a form of chess, but it's a round board. Next round of paring down. So I grabbed this Christmas guy, Santa, and I think it's actually kind of cool. It's heavy, that's the only problem. And you know, it's a weight game here. More of these. This little broom. Now I have 3 that I can make a set. This is for my son, it's a NASA hat, it's for kids. We actually don't use wrapping paper in our house for presents. We use reusable bags. These are from Amazon, they weigh nothing. So I usually pick them up if I can find them. These are go backs. This is walnut, and I have sold desk sets like this before, but I'm just not like excited about it. And then this little trinket dish, I don't need it. I went through these bags, and it looks like someone was making resin charms and stuff out of old watch pieces, but it's totally incomplete, and they're kind of they just don't work properly. So I'm gonna give this to someone else to sort through and maybe one for their DIY projects. Every time I come over to this bin, I keep thinking that these are the brass pine cones, the candle holders, but they're not. And they catch my eye every time I go through this. I just grabbed this entire bag of shells. I took out all of the rocks and the ugly ones. I'm so excited about these. I think I'm gonna put this guy back just because he has a lot of rough spots. I don't feel like sanding him down and restaining. So I grabbed this little yellow bookshelf earlier. I decided to put it back. I mean, it's not in terrible shape and I really like the color, but I don't know if I want to mess with it. Next round of bins came out and I got this Ibu puzzle. If you know, you know. Big fan of that puzzle brand. And a box of Shiny Brights, and they're not broken. A few little ornaments, and then I managed to pull this out of a box before the guy took the whole box. But it is a very cool carved bird, and it's from Canada. So, excited about that. Another shelf that I am tempted to pick up. This one I actually liked a little bit better maybe because it's very rustic, and it has the plate indent with the groove, and then it has the gold. So, I don't know. These types of things, I'm like, do I really want to mess with it? And then this little guy, look at how cute. Someone decoupaged this pig. Oh, jeez. I love him. I don't need him, but I love him so much. 2 more things that I picked up and put back because I realized this whole thing is busted, which is a bummer because it's a really neat tray and it's from Turkey. And then I do love fish, as you know, but this has some like significant indents, so you can't really rescue it, unfortunately. And Emily just got some ice skates that she can use for her holiday decor. And I told her like this was worth coming for. A spam ornament is so fun. So they have replaced every bin at least once, and they're actually doing now the second round. And so I'm going around and looking at all the bins that are getting no activity anymore to find stuff that people have put back. So that's how I found some really good stuff last time, is I had to wait for people to go through their carts and start putting back a bunch of stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. I got a Metallica t-shirt and this. So I'm gonna go through each of the bins. Emily was looking a little sparse, but this last round of bins, she got this amazing original painting. Love it. Only $5. And oh my god, that cat piece is hysterical. It's so good. Is it?
No, it's like a print.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks really good. Like almost like someone did like a mixed media on it.
You can pretend.
And then that piece, lovely watercolor. I love when people, I bet it's someone's home
Like
that they
house
had.
portraits.
Yeah, they
It's a
totally
thing.
had a
I'm
commission.
starting
And
to
then
collect them.
we're obsessed with this, although it's unfinished. We don't know. It says the rooster may crow, but what? Like we'll never know. Like, but this is really cute, and I love that it's on the frame. Yeah. So she's definitely gonna get it, or I'm getting it if she doesn't, but I'm sure she's gonna get it. And then she found some really great wrapping paper. We're hoping they can maybe price it because individually, because it's, you know, weighs a bajillion pounds. And then she also got this great sign, caution, wedding cake being delivered. I mean, how cute. Update on my cart. So they had an art bin come through, and of course that was a hot bin to fish through. So I got this mountain scene and this one with the fish. And then I also got this, like, I think this is like the garage sale price. I like just the frame. So I can't decide if I want to buy it just for the frame, because you guys know I have framing projects I'm intending to do but never have. And then the basket. Oh, and I got this game for a friend. I raided the book bins again and found this Martha Stewart Christmas. I'm so excited because the timing is perfect. So the breakable bins are coming out. This is, I think, the first round of breakable bins like this, where they have them actually in totes. Oh, more seashells. Already got some today. So I'm excited to hunt through these for a change rather than the big open ones. So those bins were very good to me. I got this handmade, like Ikebana flower frog in the center vase. And I managed to find this really pretty piece, and it's top. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape. And then an entire bag of ornaments, like the nice ones. Look how nice that is. So I gotta go through and see which ones are worth grabbing. I also got this. I wish they didn't date stuff sometimes, because I don't know if someone wants 1982. Maybe because that's almost the year I was born, so I'm like, 80s. But maybe for like a younger person, they'll be like cute butterfly. So it's not gonna be very expensive. So this is a probably. All right, so I gotta go through this. Oh, I did get this like little totem dude. I don't know. He's missing some of his hair. It's pretty wispy, so I'll probably put him back. There's so many good ornaments in here. So this is an example of needing to be patient because something might become yours. I was complimenting a gal. I'm like, that frame is really cool. I mean, it's like a plasticky resin, but I feel like it's really well done. And she put it back, and now it's gonna be mine. More homeware bins came out, and this is an actual painting. Emily decided to pass on it. I feel like someone might want it for like a hunting lodge, right? It's so well done. It's crazy. And then I also got one of these baskets, the Longaberger baskets. And that's the first one I think I've ever found. So excited about it. It had a bunch of gross stuff inside, and I shook it out. So here's the full haul. I can't believe how much I got. It's crazy. I ended up finding the tag for this. It was because they were all kind of separated. It was on this one. And so it's $3 for that IKEA thing. But yeah, a lot of stuff. No idea how it's gonna shake out in terms of weight. So. Okay, so that is a wrap on the Goodwill Outlet. I was in there from 8 to noon, which is 4 hours. Oh, I cannot believe I was in there for 4 hours. That place, just like when you're in there, you're like in a zone, and there's so many people that are there. You can just tell, like every day, basically all day, probably packed a lunch, which I don't think I have like the stamina to do. But I did get some great stuff. The IKEA piece being my favorite because it's only $3 in the end, which is incredible. Got some art, some Christmas stuff, collectibles, just a good haul, really. So I was shocked I got as much as I did. I did not get that much last time at all. I got far fewer things. So got some really good things to flip, but I have worked up an appetite. So now I got to go and eat. So I just finished lunch, and I have a little bit more stamina in me. I feel like I can hit at least one thrift store on the way home. So we were at another Goodwill, because why not make this a Goodwill shopping day? And so we'll see what we get in here. Starting off strong with not one, not two, but 3 candle snuffers. My goodness, are these following me everywhere right now. I am finding them, I feel like, every time I go to the thrift store. This store location always has a lot of big vases, and I make sure to go through each of them because I have found Batosi here before. So once you find one Batosi, you want to turn them all over for the rest of time to see if you can duplicate the moment. Inside of this box are a bunch of glass ornaments, and it is a Christmas carol. And they're so cute. I love this one especially. So $4.99. I think I'm gonna get the whole set. Someone's adorable collection of glass sea creatures came in. Look at this one. It's very cute. And then a lot of
Mexican pottery as well. Usually I am pretty good at identifying what is a desirable brass and not. Like this is not brass and this is not brass. But this piece, it definitely is brass, but I can't tell when it was made. But it's $7.99, which is a little steep, and it's pretty like thin. So I think that's what's throwing me off. It's thinner than usual. So I'm gonna pass on it for that price. This is actually quite pretty. I have to look this one up. I'm so excited to find this set of bullet glasses. I actually picked up a set before, and now I can add to it. And I'll have a whole set of, I think at that point, maybe 8 or more for the holiday season for my booth. So these are all coming home. Looks like they're all $2.99 each. These are kind of fun. They are not drinking glasses, but I looked them up and it looks like they were sold on Amazon. So I'll be passing. So here's a set of, I think, silver and brass napkin rings. They're very heavy. They're, I'm assuming, an eggplant. They're really cute. I don't know how many are in here. I feel like I need to get it. And speaking of things that are following me, this I picked up a week ago, and here we are with another one. This one's in worse shape though, and it's $3.99, so I'll be passing. I got super excited about this set of ornaments, but it's $24.99. And I think the reason why is because they were priced $74 each, which I doubt they were even sold for that much. That seems like wild. OMG, this mug is insane. It is so incredible. Look at that face. It is, oh, OSU Craft Center. It's just so fun and unique. It's $7.99 though. That is really steep. And there's some cracks in the clay, but I feel like that's kind of just part of when it was hand built. Like the face was hand built. I don't know. I may have to send it to some people and see what they think.
So it's a few days later, and I just volunteered at my son's school, and I thought I would reward myself with 2 Goodwill stops. So we'll see what we get.
It's officially Christmas at the Goodwills, and I'm so excited that all the Halloween is pretty much gone. I just spotted this, but it's $10. I collect these trees. They usually were part of like Christmas villages. I do not have this style, but it's $10. Ugh, I don't know if I want to spend that. I'm always on the hunt for Santa mugs. I very rarely find vintage ones. I'm not sure how old these are, and they're also $5 each, but I feel like they would be a quick flip during the holiday and would look really great in a booth. So it looks like there's more, so I may get them all. So I turned one of them over, and 1996, so definitely vintage. This little leather vase for $2.99 has a little paper inside, and it talks about how this was given to the person as a gift from Trinidad, from Evelyn. I love when people do that, where they put where they got it from inside the piece as a little archival moment. I think that's so sweet. I am manifesting candle snuffers like crazy right now. This might be my 4th or 5th one in the last week. It's $2.99. It's not real brass. It's kind of flimsy and cheap, so I probably won't get it. I originally thought this was a Christmas box, but it looks like it's a fishing box. It's $1.99. It's from India. It's kind of cute. And I saw a lot of boxes, painted or otherwise. So for the price, I may get it. Look at this one. It looks like a chicken. These holiday mugs are more my speed. I don't get excited about the Santa ones as much, but they do sell. These I think are really cute. They're from Japan. They're the poinsettias. I just love the shape of them. And there's 4, so I'll get them all. The aisles at the store are definitely sparse. Maybe a little bit sparser than normal. Especially since some of our Goodwills can be packed so tightly you can barely see the stuff. So at least I'm getting some Christmas things, because otherwise there's not much here today. If only we used umbrellas in Oregon, this would be adorable. But Oregonians do not believe in umbrellas. They believe in raincoats with hoods or no hoods, just braving the weather. Walking into the next Goodwill. I wish I had a pen that could go in this holder because this is actually quite cute, although it would take up a lot of real estate on my desk, but the bird is adorable. I'm not usually a big glass bowl person, but this one is $9.99, and I think the dark navy blue is really nice. So I may look it up and see when it was made, because it's probably newer and I feel like it could be from like Home Goods. So it seems like this bowl may actually be something. So I'm picking it up and just gonna go with it. I also just found this mug and it's from 1977 and it's adorable. I have never seen so many novelty butter knives in one spot. I mean, this collection is extensive. They must have got them everywhere they went. Or as presents, Christmas ones, vacation ones. I just don't know what the market is for these, or I won't get them. But it's impressive how much they've accumulated. I just grabbed this cutie pie off of an end cap. I love this type of nutcracker because I feel like they're so sculptural. Here's a set of 3 carved Indian rosewood coasters. They're $2.99, I think, each. I wonder if there's any more in the aisle. Yep, here's some more. So it looks like a set of 5, but at $3 each? That seems steep. I would have loved them to be like a set. So I don't think I'm gonna get them, but I'm gonna put them all together in case someone wants to buy them. Some interesting hand-blown glassware. They're $3 each. And they definitely all weigh a little bit different because this is lighter than this one, which I kind of like because that lets you know it's definitely handmade. I'm setting up like a bar area in my booth, so these would look great with that. I'm gonna get them. Not exciting for you guys, but I actually have this set of plate bowls and we just broke one and I was so sad, and my son's like, just buy a new one, Mom. He's like, why are you sad? I'm like, because I thrifted them. So I didn't know if I was gonna find any more. And now we have 2 more. I mean, the price is a little, $4 each, but I love these bowls. I love a plate bowl. They're great. So I'm gonna get them anyways. This ceramic pitcher is beautiful. The florals and the shape of it is $7.99. Alas, pitchers just do not sell for me at all. So I won't be getting it. I really hope someone buys it and uses it because it is just so sculptural. And I'm also gonna push it back because it's ready to like teeter off. More coasters, so we are going to walk them back to the aisle that they're supposed to be in. Nope, not that aisle. Not that aisle. Wow, quite the journey. Okay, here we go. Walk them back and set them together. Look at this set now. Every time I come to the thrift store, I come here with an open mind. But sometimes I'm like, really? Did this need to be made? No, it didn't. And this one, like, we're hanging these in our bathroom. Like, why is it farm animals? So I just found this piece in the seasonal, like, display area. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I think it's a telephone stand. You'd have your telephone here, your phone book probably here. But it's $50, which is crazy. Oh, look at that. You can pull that out. It's really, like, well designed. But yeah, not for $50. So I looked up that little piece of furniture, and I think what they must have done is went online like they do and saw that they were being sold anywhere from like $80 to $300. Now this is like listing cost, not necessarily sold comp. So that must have been what they had in mind when they priced it. Anyone out there remember Delia's? I loved that catalog, wanted everything in it, and of course never bought a single thing because it was so expensive. So we're back home in my studio space, and rather than show you everything while sitting in my chair, which is what I usually do, I always haul it here, as you guys know, I decided just to show it to you on my dresser just because most of the stuff is actually going to go to my vintage booths because I want to have those stocked fully for the holiday season, the big shopping days coming up. But I wanted to give you guys a grand total. So the grand total for everything that I got was $67.43, which is crazy good. What you're not seeing here is the IKEA stacking side table, which is worth quite a lot. And then also that wolf painting. I didn't bring that up. Oh, and I have some books I'll show you in a second. But some really great artwork. This statue right here, that's actually worth $35 to $40. And it's the one thing I was able to grab out of this box before this man took the whole box away. I actually may list this basket on Etsy, and then possibly this ceramic flower frog. Gotta be careful with all my ornaments. But the rest of the stuff is definitely gonna go to my booth. These types of baskets are a pain in the butt to ship because the box has to be pretty big. But in a booth, it's great to corral stuff. And I have so many ornaments that I'm gonna be packing up individually or in sets that this basket may be really great for that. I'm not sure if I showed you the little Buddha things. This one actually can go for an okay amount. I'm talking like the $25 range. It's really gross. I got to clean it up. And then some presents for people. These will go to my booth because ornaments sell really well in a booth. That one I bought just for the frame. I'm going to take this artwork out of here and sell just the artwork on its own as a loose watercolor. And then this is what this jar looks like with the lid on it. So it's a really loved Native American piece. But a lot of really good ornaments, especially like the glass ones. And then I'm going to show you the books. So these are the other books that I got. Just some nice vintage ones because I use them for styling in my booth. I like this one on bears. These actually look really great when you take their book covers off, which I know is controversial, but they look really nice underneath. Especially this one because this large font is like gold on the side here. And then this is the Martha Stewart one. And the other one I wanted to show you is what the inside of this book looks like. So this is why I was freaking out. Because look at these pages. Like the colors are amazing. My son has been looking through this book every single day and going ooh and ah because they are just so vivid and fascinating. And I am in awe over this book. So you actually can get it on eBay. I looked on Amazon and there wasn't really any English versions of the book. It looks like there was like one German version, but you can go on eBay and you can find this book. And it seems to range anywhere from like 20 some bucks to like $200. I don't know why it would be that much. I guess because it is really special. I want so badly to take the pages out and frame them because they're just phenomenal. So yeah, if you're a person who loves shells, I like shells. Oh, that's the other thing I did not show you. All the shells that I got, they are also being enjoyed by my son down in my dining room on the kitchen table. So I did get a bunch of, so he was really excited. I came home with some cool shells and a cool book about shells. So I was a winner. Oh, and all the Nerf bullets for his Nerf gun. So yeah, I was like mom of the year. And then this is the Metallica t-shirt that I got, which is a little bit too big for me, but you guys know I love a band tee. So I'll probably just put it in my booth and see how it does. Tees like this can often sell for, an okay amount. They're like a good flip and a good thing to have in a booth space. And finally, I forgot to mention this basket is also something I picked up at the bins. I did not bring this, but it's in like pristine new condition. Well, it's full of stuff now because all of this stuff was in here. And it has the other bits and bobs that were not exciting to show. But I was really excited about this because these aren't cheap. And it's really well made and will be great for like estate sales or trips to the beach even. It's just a really good versatile basket. So yeah, I was excited about this too. Okay, friends, that is my haul. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments below how you think I did. Do you want more bins content? Let me know. Also, before we close, yes, this is new. In case you're wondering, it is a new bird needlepoint. I just loved this pattern with the traditional needlepoint in the center. I thought it was so cool. Had to get it, add it to my gallery wall because I thought it brought in some of these like richer tones, like that color and that color. Amazing. So very excited about that new piece, and you'll start to see it when I get back in my chair next week for another haul. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.